Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for dropping by. This is the card we're making. It's this beautiful new stamp called Magnolia Mood, and we're doing the spotlighting technique or variation on it where you can see everything's in black and white except the central focal image here. And the inspiration for this card was some of those old tiles that you find where everything's very symmetrical. You have things in each of the corners and then a central image. So here I'm showing you the stamp set, and that's called Magnolia Mood. I'm using this big stamp here, and we're going to also stamp our sentiment at the same time. And I'm stamping this quickly for ease in the stamp apparatus. And I'm stamping a Memento Tuxedo Black so we can colour in using the Stampin' Blend alcohol markers. I'm just going to give it another go to get a really nice deep black image. My mementos always need to be ringed because I use it so often. And I'll give that a little clean using the simple chamois. I love to clean up as I go along, saves me a boatload of problems at the end. Okay, close that up, put that away. And now we're going to stamp the rest of our little image. So I've got a piece here of basic white cardstock, and this measures 14.35 centimeters by 10 centimeters. And now I'm going to stamp this focal image again in the center here, and you won't see this at all, so it doesn't matter if it doesn't stamp that well. We're just doing this for placement so we know where to put the other images. So just going to stamp that, clean up again because we need our block, and then put that back in the little home. And we're going to use these other images now just to fill in around the edges. So you can see here I'm going to stamp continue with my Memento Tuxedo Black because I have it out, and I'm going to put this image here in all four corners of the piece of paper of the design. And I sort of, as I said, I think it looks like some of those very ornate Victorian tiles, or that was my inspiration when I made this card. I do love this set, Magnolia Mood. It's an online exclusive, and I think it's just beautiful to colour in. The artwork is just tremendous. It's amazing. It very much reminds me of some of the beautiful sketches you see in some of the old, if you've been to like Kew and you've been to the Marion North Gallery and you've seen some of the beautiful artwork there of the old plant hunters when they went out and sketched some of these new plants. And this very much reminds me of those sketches. The artwork, as I said, is amazing. Okay, so that is our base done. So now we're just going to clean up. Well, we're going to do a little bit more stamping. Now this is the Notes of Nature stamp, and I'm just using this to add just a few little dots and splatters here and there just to give it a little bit aged appearance to my card. Just a little bit of vintage there. Now unfortunately this stamp set has retired. I was hoping it was going to carry over from the mini catalogue, but it didn't, sadly. But you can find any splatter stamp set in the catalogue, or you can just use your Stampin' Up markers and make some splatters of your own. So now I'm going to colour in using the Stampin' Blend alcohol markers, and the colours I'm going to use are Berry Burst, Bubble Bath and Granny Apple Green. So I'm actually going to go in with my Berry Burst first, and I'm going with the darker colour first, and I'm just following the sketchy lines that are given by the artist here. And then I'm going to go in with my lighter colours here. I know you can see here I'm putting in a little bit more of my Berry Burst, this time the lighter colour. And I'm just building up where I think there should be shadows and intensity. And I'm actually going to mix four colours here. I'm going to mix Berry Burst light and dark and Bubble Bath light and dark together to achieve the colouring for my Magnolia. So you can hear I'm just putting a base down now of the light Bubble Bath all over, and then I'm going out and blending some of that with my darker Bubble Bath. I'm trying very hard to say Bubble Bath because I've been saying bubble gum for days now, and I'm trying very hard not to, so it's Bubble Bath. And I'm just going to go now in with my green, and I'm doing the same, sort of following the veins of the leaves with the darker colour, and then I'm going to blend that all out with the lighter colour here, as you can see. So if you want to see this in more detail, the colouring, you can actually slow down the video. You can go into the settings on YouTube and slow the video down, and you can see all of that in a lot more detail. Now I'm going to cut those out using the matching dies, and you can see here I've cut it out. I also cut out the sentiment using my trimmer. Now here I've got my card base. My card base here is Berry Burst. So it's a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And I'm going to put my piece of basic white on the front that we stamped. And then I've got another piece measuring the same that I'm going to put on the inside for my insert. There we go. Lovely. Beautiful. Now I am going to take my sentiment here, and I'm just going to back it on a scrap piece of Berry Burst, so there's just a little bit of a mat around my sentiment, and then I'm just going to use my scissors here to cut this out. I find scissors with a longer blade makes this really much more easy. It's much easier to get a nice straight line. So now I've put dimensionals on the back of my focal image, the one we coloured in. I've taken all the backings off. I did it off camera so you didn't have to watch paint dry, so to speak. And then I'm going to just lay my sentiment down, and I'm just deciding where I want it to go. Do I want it to be underneath here? No, I don't want to cover up the words. And then I decide, I think here at the top somewhere to put it instead. There we are. And just pulling up my sentiment and my focal image a little bit so that I can tuck my sentiment in there, and there we go. So that is our card. Very simple, done. So now we're just going to use some embellishments, and these are the sequenced trio, and I'm just using the pinky ones here. I'm just putting a few scattered around just for a little bit of bling, just to lift the image a little bit. Let's see where else I want one. I have one or two there as well. Trying sort of keep to some kind of visual triangle, if at all possible, but then I gave up and just scattered them wherever the fancy took me. There we go, all over the place. Okay, so they're the two cards. I hope you liked them. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. Any more information you want, you'll find in the description box below, including all my social media links. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.